Good morning, everybody. This is Kyle Speed One coming to you from the racetrack. Yeah. Well, I finished up another project, and it is the 1908 Vauxhall. I'm running it slow because if you run it too fast, it tips over. In case you're wondering. This is the 1908 Vauxhall kit that I put together from George Turner. And I think it turned out fantastic. Back in those days, they had black tires and they had the natural rubber colored tires. They have to add the black into the rubber mixture in order to make black tires, in case some of you didn't know that. The natural color of rubber is kind of an off-white or a creamy white. And some cars actually had those natural rubber tires on there, natural colored rubber. So the car, it runs good. I may experiment between the Vauxhall and the Simplex from George Turner and try to add some weight, some lead weight to them to see if that improves higher speed on the track. As I said before, if you go too fast, since it's such a high center of gravity, they have a tendency right now to flip over on you. So I'll show you in a second the car. All right. So here's the George Turner 1908 Vauxhall. All the paint is apple barrel acrylics or Vallejo. Okay. The green is actually darker than it shows up in the camera. It's actually darker, but looking at it, it has a pretty high center of gravity, so you can't really just drag race these things around the track at high speeds. These are analog. There are no magnets, so that's the other factor into this. There's no magnets. The tires I got from Pendle Slot, the motor, axles, and gear train I got as a kit from Pendle Slot. The guide came with it also from Pendle Slot as a part of that drivetrain kit. That's green Vallejo, and the brass is Vallejo also. The rest of it's a mixture of acrylic paints from apple barrel and Rust-Oleum silver. Okay. And I think the drivers turned out pretty good. You got the guy on the left. He's the driver. He's the one wearing the goggles, and you got his guide there, as if in a rally race. back in those days, a partner to help him fix the car and change a tire if they have to. He got a big old black mustache on him. I don't know if that shows up real well. But, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way this turned out. I used Tamiya Brown's panel line detailer to accent the wood. Overall, it is a resin kit. It's a poured resin kit. It's not 3D printed or any of that. It's all mold poured resin. And again, I think the price of the kit was like $60. And then you have to buy the axles and the powertrain, the motor and the gears and the axles and the guide. His kit does come with a guide, but I haven't been using that guide in the kit. Now, excuse me, this thing sits up so high, and I don't know if it even bothers to show up. But I took a spring from a ballpoint pen and expanded it and cut it to size and put it around the shaft of the guide to help the guide move up and down according to its needs on the track. Okay. I came up with that trick yesterday afternoon when I was assembling this car. Now I have two 1908. Let's see if I can't get this one to go. Now I have two 1908, and I already crashed. When things don't go right on the track, right? Okay, let's try it again. Murphy's Law. That's the Simplex, the 1908 Simplex from George Turner. And I'm catching up with the Vauxhall. So now I've got two 1908 racers to show off on the track. I've only had one cup of coffee, so my coordination is a little off. It does seem as though the Simplex can handle a higher rate of speed on my simple track than the Vauxhall, because the Vauxhall is bigger, it is taller than the Simplex. But isn't that kind of neat that there's two 1908 Edwardian racers on the racetrack? And I just wiped out the Simplex. And I happened to stop it just in time before the Vauxhall hits it. You know what? Look at that. I had a rim come off. I had a tire and rim come off. I guess I'm going to end up having to super glue those on. But, yeah, I hope I can find it. Where'd my tire go? Somebody would think this is a Monday. Where in the heck did that tire go? It's just like a real life. Oh, there it is. It was under the car. Yeah, it was under the car. Okay, so it just goes to prove with slot cars, you just don't ever know. And since I can't put this back together one-handed, I'll finish up racing with the Vauxhall. And again, these are analog. I suppose you could try to put a digital chip in those, but as again I said before, they sit up off the ground quite a bit. See there? That's what I'm talking about. You go too fast, the car rolls over. So I think I'll try to put some lead weight up in here somewhere, because there's the motor, there's the axle and the gear. There's not really anywhere to put any weight lower. But you can see, look at the distance. Even if I put lead weight up in here, look at the distance between here and that tire. That's about an inch, if my eyes will focus. That's almost an inch, or at least an inch height. Okay, so yeah, they they need a little customizing when it comes to going any faster on the track. But I wanted to show you my two 1908 Edwardian vintage racers. The Vauxhall and the temporarily broke down Simplex. I guess that's it for today, folks. God bless you. I'll keep you updated on any more projects that I come across and that I'm finishing up. But for the meantime, thanks again to George Turner for his wonderful kits and the fun of painting them and putting them together and seeing them run on the track. Y'all take care, folks. Bye.